Hey friends, it's Kip Icon, and welcome back to Kip Plays Kentucky Route Zero. Let us, put it on something a little less insufferable. Ooh, look at these horses. We're back on the Zero. I wonder if we left Julian behind since we don't see him on the map, or if he comes along with us. Well, this looks like exactly the place we need to go, so without further ado, here we go to the Hall of the Mountain King. Act 3, Scene 5. Hall of the Mountain King. It has been a long time since I talked to you, Homer. What's up? What do you suppose happened here? Just old and rotted, maybe? Old and rotted. Like us, Homer. Aw. Time to cut him loose, ma'am? Well, now I'm having fun. Ha, okay. Slow night anyway. The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Looks like we're headed up to the boardwalk? Oh, I guess this is the boardwalk that we're on. Yep, listen to that robot walking. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Oh, we're ascending into a cave. Computers? I thought those were boulders of some kind. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. Well, that's disconcerting. Why are those there? This looks like I was about to say a cat carrier. Ooh, look at that fire up there, up ahead. A pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag, wadded in the corner, may once have been a blanket. I'm loving this soundscape. There's a backpack up there, Franz. Ooh, look at this beautiful framing mechanism for that fire in there. It's a beautiful false proscenium. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. Is this Undertale? Do we need that punch card for later? A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. So electronics are on fire? Oh wait, Amy. There's an Amy. Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. To Shannon. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. To Conway. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interest at heart while really... To Junebug. Really, you're in love with the young woman as well, and so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections, but it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. I'm into it. Well, maybe I still have the knack, but you don't even know. You don't know us. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot bodice-ripping stuff, you know? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment, just me and my thesaurus steaming up the windows. I'm not sure you should be listening to this, kid. I'm not listening. Of course not. Ezra's too probably mesmerized by the fire. But of course, it couldn't last. You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that, inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. So I went back to the university and I studied human-computer interaction, and then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. Makes me wonder if they're talking about computer bugs or actual bugs at this point in this cave. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. I hear you, Amy. I hear you. Old man. Donald. Oh, I think we've heard the name Donald before. Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Where the old green river runs through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. I don't know if that's an actual song. Who knows, man? Oh, who are you? What's that song? Oh, you've caught a verse of my absent-minded warbling. It's just a song from my youth. Something a dear friend used to sing to herself as we hacked on crystal radios in the boiler room. Oh, maybe this is My Old Kentucky Home? Which I can't think of the tune right now. In old Kentucky where my love, a lovely home did build for me, and where the old green river runs, through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. Sunless sea, I wonder what that's in reference to. I'm like, certainly I've been to the beach at night and it's been endless and epic, but that can't be what they're talking about, right? Well, especially not in Kentucky. From there on, it's all meandering rivers and romantic greenery, and that is... What were we talking about? What's that computer over there? It looks pretty vintage. Wait, which one? Oh, maybe we haven't seen it yet. It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from a university basement and left in this cave to rot? Or to flower? No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively and in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but you look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffused base transistor circuitry? The mold would burn up. Exactly. It burns, and oh, the sweet smoke that issues from it. But it also leaves a sticky residue to seep through the machine, forming new connections and creating new circuits. The computer is no longer the pure domain of language or mathematics, but entropy. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings. But we are mere tourists in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels, boundless and bare. The caves stretch far away. We're too late. Always too late. It's too late to love you now? One of you pointed out that I needed to keep an eye out for a voice like Scotch Whiskey to find out who it was who originally sang that song. It's too late to love you now, so I'm keeping an eye out for a voice like Scotch Whiskey so we can figure out who is the original singer of that. What? Did you say something? Oh no. You were about to tell us about the software. Oh, the software. My life's work is Xanadu. You've heard of it? Perhaps you've read about it in a journal. It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, Hypertextual Narrative as Post-Cultural Witness. Evolved. And then deteriorated. Donald sighs dramatically and takes a puff from his pipe. I'm afraid you are too late, fellow hypertext enthusiasts. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted. Then all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? Wow. Conway could say, I drive deliveries for a small antique shop and we're closing down. Shannon could say, I fix TVs and I'm about to lose the lease on my workshop. Ezra could say, my family disappeared. Julian and me don't know what to do. And Junebug could say, not really. Of course, you're a robot. I drive deliveries for a small antique shop and we're closing down. Shuffling around the dusty ghost of antiquity. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything. Some might even say, it's too late to love you now. Andrew. What's up, Andrew? Do you know that when I first... No, I mean... If this cave were larger, could it... Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize this space? The one we're standing in now? Kinda spooky, but I'm not scared. Spooky for a baby. I think we'd all agree that's a fair assessment. Wait, let's unpack that for a moment. What makes it spooky? No, how do you know it's spooky or would be spooky for a baby? The shadows, sure, but they're not just shadows, right? I mean, they could be their projections or their anatomies. How's that? Can you tell me where we are now? Surrounded by creeping anatomies? Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes? Only if you close yours. Okay, I can do it from memory. Good. Now, you're standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing. What did you expect to happen there exactly? Sorry to, disappoint? No, it's my fault. I shouldn't be so attached to the future. It's always getting in the way of my work. Better to be in the moment, carefully observing and documenting with no attachment. Let me give you an example. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing, someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as a real labor instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer, and I've put in the hours. Believe me, I have put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often, in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep, I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. And maybe that's why this space has this kind of, impossible architecture to it. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write, and all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves. Why don't we take a look at Xanadu, friends? Oh, there's a gate here. A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks passage down the far side of the spire. Okay, so maybe we want to go there. Oh, Roberta. Oh, is that just a callback to Roberta from Sierra Games, maybe? Oh, it must be, because the kingdom is in peril seems like a reference to King's Quest. The kingdom is in peril! Roberta laughs. Well, what else is new? Where's the kingdom? You're in the throne room. There are 3 legendary treasures hidden throughout this castle that will restore these ruins to their former glory. Do you work here? Work? You could call it that. I gather old circuit boards and throw them in the fire. Sometimes I fish out precious metals and let them cool into toxic gems. I put them in my hair. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future. A magic shield that protects the bearer from age. A magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took to the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. Yeah, this is totally Roberta of Sierra Games, Roberta. What is her last name? And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. The kingdom is in peril. Well, that was a nice little tribute to Roberta, one of the head honchos at Sierra Games, or maybe the head honcho. I don't know too much about Sierra Games' hierarchical structure. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component. Wow, this is so... I mean, just that we have all of this complicated machinery, computers, in this wide open space like this with the elements and everything, and drips and drops and rocks and dirt, and there's mold growing on the motherboards, and I mean, this is a really magical kind of feeling here. How do you think we get it started? This old thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key. Well, let's hit it. Oh, Act 3, Scene 6. Xanadu. Whoa, look at the light trails my cursor is leaving. At den of what? At den of something. Oh. You are sitting at the edge of a, Ha! This thing is in rough shape. Try blowing on it. Conway blows some dust off the keyboard and presses the return key. Road. Can't really read that. Okay, that's, worse. Try typing help. Help. That's... Oh, maybe that's not a word I recognize. In bed quilt? I know the name of the band. On the soundtrack, it says the Bed Quilt Ramblers. Lula. Recover the computer, carrying their backs and being... Wait, Lula? Did that just say Lula? Lula. So I'm going to turn this down a couple ticks, friends. It's loud in my ears. I've got the machine. Yeah, not going to try to read that. Damn, I can't tell what she's saying. Oh, I have my portable degosser with me. Old systems like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field that sort of warps everything along whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The degosser clears that up by suddenly shaking the magnetic field around until it's uniform again. That's how I like to think of it anyway, like shaking a snow globe. Worth a shot. Oh. Hall of the Mountain King. Ooh, look at that. Nope, it works, but only for like 0.5 seconds. Well, okay. Not gonna try to read that. I can make out some words, but press any key to quit. This is a lost cause. What a piece of junk. Maybe we can find a way to fix it, or... Oh, Act 3, Scene 7. Sorry, 7. Hall of the Mountain King. We're back here. Well, we never really left, I suppose. Bizarre. And what was that about Lula? Maybe Donald knows how to clear it up a bit. Yeah, let's ask Donald what's up. Dang, I love this cave. This, this specific location is really, really transporting me. Could be the perfect atmospheric soundscape happening. Just really makes you feel like you're there. So, you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it? Pretty busted. The chalky bones of a beautiful dream. But you can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There was so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory, exhaustively simulated parallel cave ecosystems, real artificial intelligence built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. The birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. And then began to crumble when the strangers came. At first we only heard them walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes, cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one. What did they look like? They looked like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous, they're strange. I should never have tried to outwit them. They were always too much for me, but it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula, Lula Chamberlain? Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her? Wait, we're looking for her? Really? To try to find Dogwood, or... How do you know her? It was a long time ago. All this, you see, just look at it. No. She's gone now. She left. We built this together, did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I. Oh, Lula, Joseph, and Donald. These are the 3 names from that one piece from the Lula Chamberlain art exhibit in Limits and Demonstrations. The love triangle. Lula's gone from here, but... Donald points across the cave with his pipe. Still in there. In Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, or how to get there from here, or how to unwind that damn tangled highway, but Xanadu, before its ruin, was faultless as an oracle, a shrine to perfect simulation. Until... But maybe? Those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps they know how to fix it. It may be dangerous. I've spent many eager seconds to negotiate with them. Oh no, I've sent many eager seconds to negotiate with. Anyway, to repair my master, I'm not sure what that sentence is there. Back there, that tunnel. Push back the vines, crawl out into the darkness, watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees from rock to crystal and then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe and a few dreams left. Where the strangers come from. Well, I think we want to go where the strangers come from. And in the next episode of Kentucky Route Zero, we're going to find out where that is. Thanks a lot for watching. I have been, and I will continue to be Kip Icon, as long as you guys continue to what? Follow your drams. Bye.